go ahead and get going. I'm going to start recording. I don't know if we'll have more people or not, but does anybody have any questions that you want to start off with, or anything that you just really want to share with everybody with what you're learning in your tracker? Or do we just want to go through and you guys want me to talk? I love hearing from you guys. Melody, you're doing awesome.
Well, I didn't last week.
You what?
I have a good week last.
Well,
but it happens.
Yeah. Still doing awesome. You're still back on this week, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and kind of go through some of the questions that were in our post. One thing that I didn't post today that I was thinking about is going out to eat options. Like, how do you guys feel like you're doing with that, with the 2B mindset, the guidelines, plate it method? Like, do you feel like you're navigating through that when you're out to eat? Are you seeing a difference in out to eat food and food at home? Like, tell me about that.
I try, but it's sometimes I'm unsuccessful. But I try my best to do the plate.
For sure. Have you had weight loss days like after your? Yeah, that's good.
Like if we have a FFC, eat it, not eat it at lunch like you told me to with the potato soup. So
yeah,
it worked good.
Yeah, so you kind of navigate around that so you can enjoy your carb if you're going out or whatever. Yeah. Anybody else feel like have you been out to eat any, Jackie, with?
Yes, especially this past weekend because it was just a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell, like, eating out was just not as good as it used to be.
Really?
Like, it just didn't, yes, like it was heavier food, like even the healthier food, just still, it wasn't as good, I think, as when you're eating it at home.
Mm-hmm.
So it just didn't, and I'm not craving like eating out. Like I'm thinking like, ew, that just sounds so nasty. Like Zaxby's chicken. No, thank you. And I was like, and I loved Zaxby's.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's just like, no.
That's a really good way to describe it. Like it feels heavy when you eat it. And it's because of all the sodium and just additives that they, even like you were saying, Zaxby's. I used to love Zaxby's salads a lot. And now when I eat the grilled chicken salad, it's so salty to me. Like the chicken is so salty. And it tastes that way because it is. Like they put so much sodium in it. And I know like all the sodium amounts just because I used to count calories and I would read labels a lot. And there are like a very small, slim percentage of restaurants that are actually, their healthy options are actually healthy. You know what I mean? Like even your healthier choices still have so much sodium, so much added like butter and seasonings, and just those chemicals do make you feel heavy, like you were saying. So, and it's awesome that you're not craving that though, because that's the veggies. That's putting all the good stuff, the nutrients in your body that you need. So that's really good to hear.
I went to McAllister's, was it yesterday, for dinner, and I got a Caesar salad with grilled chicken, and I just ate half of it because it was like 740 calories for the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And so I just ate half of it, and then I had half of it for lunch today. So I thought that was pretty good, and I didn't feel like I was, being deprived or anything. So.
Oh, you guys went mute on me. Do you guys feel like with the 2B mindset and the plate it method, like, do you feel like you're living it as a lifestyle, like you're still allowing yourself those treats, and it's becoming more a part of your life and your mindset now? Or do you still feel like you're kind of on a diet, I guess?
I'm still learning. Some days I feel like it's a restriction and others I don't.
Yeah.
So,
What part do you feel like you're still, like the plated part or the food groups or?
Because I'm like, oh yeah, I can have this for supper. Oh crap, no, I can't. That's a carb, So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can, but whenever you're trying to get the plated method
Right.
correct. So,
Yeah, like I just discovered the other day, which I kind of knew, but I kind of was avoiding knowing for sure, that butternut squash is more of a carb, more of an FFC, because it's a starchy veggie.
yeah, you taught me that. That's the only way I know it.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I hate that because that takes out more options for dinner, which I mean, I can still eat it, but it makes sense because I've actually eaten a lot of acorn squash before, which is another FFC, at dinner because I love the acorn squash bowls.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell it made me feel like more full, and that makes sense that it's more of a starchy, veggie. So it took me a while to kind of organize, like in my mind, some of the FFCs from, the veggies and that kind of thing. Do you guys, Jackie and Jody, do you guys feel like you kind of have a good handle of the food groups?
I do. I still feel like I have a hard time finding enough vegetables I really like. But I will tell you, okay, so I did the animal cauliflower, and I've never eaten cauliflower in my life, and I loved it. It was so good.
Yay.
So then I had some left over, and I mean, I seriously thought I was eating nachos. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And so then tonight, I was so hungry right before dinner, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to heat a little bit of that up while I'm making my dinner or whatever. And so I put some, what's that stuff called? Just a little drizzle of that hot sauce, whatever that stuff's called. I can't think of it right now. Frank's hot sauce or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I heated it up, and I was like, well, that's good too. So
yes,
remember that. It tastes like hot wings. And I just put it over the taco sauce. It didn't matter. It was so good.
yes. There's actually a recipe. They call it like cauli wings or whatever. So you can replace like hot wings with, the cauliflower and do the hot sauce. But wait until you put like pulled barbecue pork or like smoked chicken, that you can get at barbecue places. Oh my gosh. Put that over top of your cauliflower nachos.
So good.
It is so good.
You're gonna make
So
hungry.
I made, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I said you're gonna make me hungry.
Oh, I know. Girl, I could talk food all day long.
So I tried some other things too. I tried your butternut squash. So I'd never bought one, or the butternut squash. I never bought that before in the store in my life. I thought it was like a decoration.
Yeah.
And here you are holding it up and like loving
Hugging
on
it.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get one of those. So I bring it home, and I'm like, how in the heck do you cut this thing?
You
It was
should have
so
asked me.
hard. I was like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh. Well, number one, my knives aren't very sharp. Number two, I was like, man, I need some muscles. I'm getting a workout cutting my butternut squash. But it was worth every bit. That was amazing. It was so good.
See? Look at all the things you're discovering. Remember when you messaged me, you're like, I just don't like veggies. And I'm like, girl, you got to try some things.
Yeah.
So if you're watching the replay of this video, take note from Jody because you have to try the things. You have to try the things. So did you figure out how to cut it and peel it and all that?
I mean, I tried. I got quite a bit off of it, but it wasn't easy. I'm just going to tell you, I need a tutorial on how to cut that thing without like cutting my finger off.
Do you follow me on Instagram?
No, I don't have Instagram.
Oh man, you need to set up an account because I actually went through, so there's stories on Instagram and they're like 15-second clips. Jackie and Melody, do you guys follow me?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I share like their stories, so it's throughout my day, and they only last for 24 hours. So you see like 15-second clips, and I show all the things that I eat. And I actually did a tutorial the other day of how to do butternut squash because I was making it. I was making it for my Power Bowls. So
Yeah.
what you can do, this is a good little how to do. Cut your butternut squash in half, and if it's too hard, like they're a little bit softer than spaghetti squash, wait until you try to cut those. You really need to put those in the microwave for like 3 minutes before you try to cut it because they are so hard to cut. But
Okay.
you can put it in the microwave for a little bit if it's too hard, but cut it down the middle. And then what I do is I take one of the wide Pampered Chef veggie peelers, and I just peel the outside skin of the butternut squash first, like the halves. And then you know, obviously you take the seeds out first and do all that. And then after it's peeled, I just lay it on, you know, the backside, and I just cut it into like fourths and then do it that way. So, but
It seemed like the skin was a lot thicker than you could use a peeler. So I just used a knife and cut it off.
Oh yeah, you could probably do that too. And honestly, I think it depends on the kind of butternut squash that you get because my mom had given me like a homegrown one, and I noticed it was a lot thinner to get off. And then I had bought one at Aldi the other day, and it was a little bit harder. But I had to like do like 2 or 3 layers of the peeler. So, but that's probably the easier way is just taking a knife and doing it.
Well, it wasn't easy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe the vegetable peeler is, but I would try that next time, like one of the wide ones. But did you do the cinnamon and the maple on it?
I did. It was so good. I loved it.
It's like candy. I mean,
It reminded me of a sweet potato, honestly,
Yeah.
except it didn't have that grainy texture. I like
Yes.
this texture better.
Yes, and I have been addicted to that for lunches. I do the Power Bowls. So I've been doing the butternut squash with Brussels sprouts, rice, and then my meat on top, and then I drizzle it with the Thousand Island. I'm telling you, it's a game changer.
Did you make the butternut squash with the maple when you did that as well? Your bowls?
No, when I did that, I did and I showed this in my stories too. So I did half of it with the cinnamon and maple, just like as a treat. So I have that in a little Tupperware container for me to eat, like when I'm craving a sweet something. And then the other half, I just did olive oil, salt, and pepper. And I found like I like it just plain like that because it's so sweet. And when you get it roasted, like I like it cooked a really long time. Like I cooked mine for 40 minutes because I like that roasted texture to it. I just really like it like that. So it turned out really good. But
I also made the fajita chicken tonight. It was so good.
Oh yeah, the crock pot chicken. Yes, really, really good. What new veggies have you guys tried? Jackie, have you tried anything new that you thought you didn't like, or?
I did that animal cauliflower.
Yeah, did you like it?
I did.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I didn't have taco seasoning, so I just used chili powder instead, which it was good. But I'm gonna try the taco seasoning next time.
Yeah.
I will be making it again.
Yes. It has been my go-to lately. And you know, I thought you could probably do like a ranch too. You could do like a ranch packet, like pretty much anything, any seasoning you would want on it, you could do. And my husband and I have actually had it with barbecue and then refried beans, like dolloped on top. Really good. How about you, Melody? Have you tried anything new?
I've tried the same
Yeah.
thing. I've got Brussels sprouts, but I just look at them every day.
Oh no,
They've been in my fridge for like the past a week.
Brussels sprouts!
Yeah, and they stare at me every time I look at the refrigerator.
Are you scared of them?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like those tuna packets. I'm scared of those things. They were in my pantry forever, the little tuna creations.
Now I eat the lot.
Do you like those?
Yep, I like the hickory.
Well, see, I tried the curry one, and I've never had curry, and I don't like hot stuff, so like I'm scared to try it. It's been in there forever, and I'm just like, ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna like that. Um, y'all, you need to cook your Brussels sprouts, okay? Do not let them stare you down in the fridge. You stare right back at them and you tell them you're gonna eat them.
Now, I may have to move them
Roasted?
to the freezer if I don't start cooking them.
Do what?
I may have to move them up to the freezer if I don't cook them.
Yep.
Yeah, they might be going bad.
Yeah, I need to get on it.
The key to Brussels sprouts is you need balsamic vinegar on them, at least for me, because I don't love the bitter taste that it has. It kind of has like a weird taste. Because I tried them like seriously 2 or 3 times and I was like, oh, I don't like these. And I just recently started loving them. And it's because I put the balsamic vinegar on them and maple syrup. So like those two with garlic powder, sea salt, all of that, like, and then you cook it just like the acorn squash where it's like roasted. Really good. And I put bacon bits and onions on mine too.
Cooked onions?
Yes. I chop up the onions and put them in the Brussels sprouts and mix everything together in a bowl and then just spread it out on the pan and cook them all together.
I'll try it tomorrow. I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay. Use the balsamic vinegar and the maple syrup. That is the key, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've got everything. I just look at it every day.
Let's be brave, ladies. Let's be brave. Okay. Let me see what other questions.
I also made your skinny enchiladas and I loved them.
Oh, yay! You guys are loving all the good stuff. So do you feel like in the group, the recipes in the units, is that helpful?
Yes. Yes.
So you guys are going to that a lot to find
A
all
lot.
of your,
Mm-hmm.
yay, that makes me feel good because that was a new added thing that I thought would be really good to have.
Oh, that's like my favorite thing to go to.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Or to go to the store, like, ooh, what can I make off this recipe thing?
Yay. See, I don't always know because people don't always comment. So I don't know if people are actually using it or if it's just, kind of there. So that's good.
Now, a lot off your Instagram too. So
Yes. Yeah. I share a lot on my Instagram. So do you feel like you guys are finding those kind of go-to things, like your go-to proteins and your go-to veggies? I feel like we're still trying in the new, like trying new things phase, but are you finding some things that you are gonna keep like on your menu from here on out?
yes.
Yeah, like the animal cauliflower. I haven't heard of anybody that doesn't like that. And Alana's husband actually created that. Alana, the To Be Mindset girl, her husband came up with that. I found it on her Instagram. So,
It's good.
yeah. Mindy, are you joining us?
Yes, but my grandsons are going to bed, so give me a minute to get downstairs.
Okay. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Well, I'm not sure how to make you see me. I tried last time to get on and I can't. So hang on, let me see if I can figure it out.
I think it's on the bottom left where it says video, like start, it may say start video.
I see just like a square with a head on it. Let's see.
Yeah, if it looks like a little video camera, maybe click that.
Maybe I hit record. No. I see you. Wait a minute. Start video. Got it.
Yay! Hey!
Oh, not internet savvy.
I'm so glad you got to hop on.
Well, guess what I just ate out at a restaurant? I had a tuna avocado poke bowl salad and roasted Brussels. I'm so proud of myself.
See, Brussels again.
Well, it's all mostly veggies, so I'm really proud of
Yay! You just missed it. We were talking about Brussels sprouts, and Melody and Jackie are like scared to cook them.
Oh, you just have to roast them on a cookie sheet with olive oil and bacon or pancetta, salt and pepper, and till they're kind of dark on the outside. They're yummy. I love them. My husband will even eat them with bacon on them.
Yep, that's exactly what I told them. I put the bacon bits, and then I do maple syrup on mine.
I don't really care for the maple syrup, but I do like a little balsamic reduction after, and it's really
Yes.
good.
Yes, that's exactly what I do. So
Well, I'm proud of
confirmation-
myself. Other than my lunch today was a little tiny airplane bag of pretzels, but
Oh,
I did get on plan this morning for
good
breakfast,
job.
and really I've been on a liquid vodka diet the last couple days, so it's time to eat healthy.
Yeah. Did you have a good trip?
I did. You know, my cousins all live in Pittsburgh, and they just happened to be in Nashville this weekend when we were going to be in Nashville to see Elton John, and we just had a big time, acted like kids again, and just did some day drinking, but we were all bed by 8 o'clock. So
Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time.
I did. I went to see Elton John. Rich bought me tickets for Christmas past year, so I've been waiting all year to see him, and it was so worth it. He was wonderful.
Yay. Good. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit. We have about 10 minutes left, I think, before the video cuts off, maybe a little bit longer. But we've just been talking kind of about like our new veggies that we've been discovering, Mindy, and how we're handling eating out, which you just said you made some good choices.
It's easier here in Chicago to do that because we have more of a variety.
You think so?
Oh yeah, small town Jackson, Tennessee, where I live. You know, other than a piece of salmon
Yeah.
or just salad with chicken, there isn't a whole lot.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about like how your trackers have kind of helped change your mindset. Like what are you specifically learning from your trackers about your journey? Like are you seeing the connection between the tracker and the scale? Just kind of tell me about that.
I'll tell you what, I'm still counting calories on my FitnessPal, and sometimes it's the end of the day. I'll open up my FitnessPal and then I'll write in my tracker what I ate. If I haven't done it the day before already, like planned what I'm going to eat. And what I've noticed is I can go over my calories and still lose weight as long as I'm eating a lot of vegetables. But when I don't get my water in, the scale is still really flip-flopping for me, and I'm not sure I see such a correlation between that and my tracker. Sometimes that's really I don't know, it's confusing to me, but I think I do eat some really salty things, and I can tell when I'm retaining fluids, and so my weight will fluctuate a pound, you know, a 1 point something, and I'll have eaten perfect the day before. So I'm not really sure I see a correlation there. The thing I do see is I feel better when I drink water. I've struggled with drinking my water this past week just because we've been so busy at work. I just don't have the chance to suck it down like I normally have. And so when I drink my water, I'm not hungry, that's for sure. And when I got to my daughter's tonight, she had brownies sitting on the counter. They weren't home yet. I opened up a refrigerator. I grabbed a handful of sugar snap peas, and I was good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's
Yay.
little victories for me about just making the right choices, and I'm not hungry. You know, I've always felt so deprived before. I haven't really allowed myself much treats in the way of chocolate, shall we say, is one of my downfalls. Sweets, cookies, chocolate. Because I cannot control it. So I just don't keep it in the house at all, and I just avoid it because it's a slippery slope for me. I can't just have one. I'm going to like eat them all or eat none. So I just choose to eat none. But I don't really feel deprived. The other day I wanted a half an apple and it was evening and I ate a half an apple and I didn't feel bad about it. I thought I could have made a lot worse choices. I was wanting some fruit, so I had a half an apple. This year I just love those Honeycrisp apples, so I just had one. And that's the thing, I think. If there's something that you really, really want, just have it.
Yes,
So-
I'm in full agreement of that. I believe that 100% because I believe our body tells us what we crave. And obviously, if you're craving an apple, you need an apple.
That's
if
right.
If it's at dinner, it's okay. You know, like that's where I feel like the 2B mindset, like I really love the guidelines, but I also feel like you have to listen to your body and almost take on the intuitive eating kind of mentality too, because sometimes our body needs certain things. Now, if you're craving like Cheetos, then that might be something that you could think about and make sure you've had your water first, you know? But I just don't think there's like any off foods, you know what I mean? Like we should allow ourselves those things that we're really craving from time to time and then track it and move on, you know?
Well, it was interesting yesterday because, like I said, I was doing a bunch of day drinking with my cousins and I just hardly drank any water. And we were walking home from the concert last night and I'm like, Rich, I'm so thirsty. You just have no idea. I said, I've gone from drinking 3 liters of water today to drinking none. And I said, I feel so dehydrated. And the first thing I did when I walked in the door was like guzzle down a couple of bottles of water. I was like, my body's used to it. It needs it. And I just feel terrible. I just have to have my water. So
That
it
is
made
such a
me
good
feel better.
thing.
Yes, made me feel better.
So what about the rest of you? Have you seen the connection between your trackers and the scale and your mindset? Like, tell me a little bit about how you guys are feeling with that.
I've just noticed when I truly space out my water, like drink it truly throughout the day, that my weight really goes down. And I'm not just chugging it all at once. Like, because at the beginning, I was like having to chug my whole 2B mindset water bottle before I went to bed just to get my goal.
Mm-hmm.
So when I really drank it throughout the day, snacks, 16 ounces before each meal, it really helped my weight loss go down, I think.
Oh, good.
I can't chug 16 ounces before a meal. I just can't. I never drink that much at one time. I just try to get it in through the day, no matter when it is, and that's what I do.
Yeah, that works. That works. What about you, Jody?
I mean, I'm so thirsty now. I cannot believe I would just drink like a cup of water before I started this. And I'm still not getting all of my ounces in, but I'm getting about 60 in. So I think that's success for me. From going from a cup to 60 ounces is progress for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't mind it now. It's like I've just had my water bottle with me all the time.
Mm-hmm. And don't you feel like it's just a habit like anything else? Like once you get used to it, like Mindy was saying, like her body is craving it now. Like, I mean, I've been drinking water for so long now, I cannot imagine life without water. Like, and it was really funny because I went out to eat for lunch today and because I take my water bottle everywhere. If I drive down the road 2 minutes, it's with me everywhere. Like my husband makes fun of me all the time. But I went out to eat with a friend and I brought my 2B mindset water bottle in the restaurant with me, which I never take in a restaurant because that's awkward, you know. I didn't even realize it. I was just going in like my normal, you know. And it was a friend, one of my coaches. So she knows because she drinks water a lot too. And I was like, you're going to laugh at me. Look what I brought. And I just held up my water bottle. And she's like, girl, I know. I got to go to the bathroom real quick. She's like having her own water issues. But I just thought that was funny because like once you get used to it, it's just a part of your life, like you said. So that's awesome. Melody, what about you?
I'm saying that I guzzle water all day. I'll drink about 160 ounces a day.
Ooh,
Yeah.
160?
Oh my gosh.
Yes. But I'm thirsty all the time. I used to do Crystal Light. Horrible. I would drink about that much in Crystal Light. So since I started this, I quit, and I'll just squeeze lemon in there, and I'm good. As long as it's cold water, I'm drinking it.
That's a huge win, getting rid of Crystal Light. Like, that's amazing.
It was hard. It was very hard.
Do you know, if you're wanting, like, if you're sitting at dinner and you kind of want like a treat as a drink, you can do the True Lemon packets. Have you seen those?
Mm-hmm.
Those are a lot better, like, because they're only sweetened with stevia, so you can put that in your water. The cherry limeade is my favorite. They have different flavors like the peach and stuff. I use those sometimes, like if I'm just really tired of water and I just want like a special drink. Those are really good.
What was it called? True Lemon?
Yeah, True Lemon.
Okay.
I can post a picture of the packets, like they're the little packets. I can post a picture of that in the food staples and the units. I can do that tomorrow. But the cherry limeade is my favorite. It's really, really, or black cherry limeade. That's what it is, black cherry limeade. But it's really good. And if you guys ever are craving like carbonation, there is a brand called Zevia.
It's
like-
hard to find. It's
hard?
really hard to find.
Yes.
I've seen it because I've looked for it for my husband because he's a big diet soda drinker. And they even have like Coke made out of that, but it's really hard to find.
Yeah, and you know, I really don't love all of the flavors. The only flavor I really love in that brand is the grape. It tastes delicious. I have found it at Target the most. And I've also found it at Food City before, but they are very hard to find. So if you're ever craving carbonation and you want that, it's only sweetened with stevia. And the grape flavor is really, really good. So what about your mindset, Melody? Like with your tracker, do you feel like you're seeing the connection between like, you know, your eating and the scale and like?
I do a lot, and then I'm one of those that wasn't putting the comment like you were talking about today or yesterday about
You
not
weren't.
all of it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
once I started doing that last week, I could tell a big difference as far as how I was feeling, what I was thinking.
Yes. So you
look
can
at
tell
that.
in your mindset now because you're filling that part out.
Yes.
Yay. That's awesome. That's why I wanted to address it, because the mindset piece is such a huge part of it, because it's so easy to look at your tracker and just like throw up your hands, right? Like when you see a gain, or you know, like it's maybe you did lose, but it's just like a little bit. And like we're always negative on ourselves, like as women especially, but we always pick out the negative. And when you're forced to think about, what did I really do good today? Like what good choice did I make that I normally wouldn't have? Like Jody was saying with her water, you never would have drank more than 2 cups of water before. Like that's huge, you know? And your journey, you guys, is all about those small choices. Like, and you have to celebrate that. It's just like anything else in life, you know, like we don't know it all at once. We have to celebrate the growth along the way. So the mindset piece is really, really huge. And I really see that in the group, and that just makes me really happy. And I hope that these calls help with that. We have about 2 minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Do you guys have any last minute questions before this kicks me off? Any bumps in the road that you guys like need me, like any questions that you want me to answer, or any suggestions that you want me to give you on anything that you've kind of ran into with the 2B mindset?
For me, since it's dinner and done, and that's Usually when I would eat the most is at night, where I would do most of my snacking. Eating a little later is better for me, because then I don't have that period where I go, oh Lord, I'm hungry. I need to go to bed so I don't eat. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a struggle for me at night. So if I eat a little later, I don't have that problem.
Okay. Yeah, and I would suggest too, like, check your dinners and make sure like you're eating enough protein.
Oh, trust me.
You
I
do?
eat probably more of a portion of protein than I should for dinner, but if that's what it takes not to eat everything else, that's what I'll do.
Yeah. That's usually what I suggest. Like if you're finding yourself hungry, like with the 2B mindset, always look at your meal before and up your protein. Because it might not be as big of a serving as you need to keep you full. So, but yeah, that works too, like eating later if you have enough time to digest before bed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is about to kick me off, so we have less than a minute left. But thank you, ladies, so much for hopping on. You guys are amazing. I hope this was helpful. And I don't know if we'll do another one or not, but yeah, we're almost to the end of the month, so we're doing awesome. But you guys have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you in the group tomorrow, okay?
All right. Bye.
You guys.